This is gameplay slash depth and story and ending on my side of the house. Depth and story. This is a good argument for me here. Adrian, let me ask you a question. Now you and I have both played Street Fighter.
Of course.
Are there any modes to where they actually teach you how to become a Street Fighter, or any modes to where you can build yourself to be a legitimate fighter in this game?
Most notable that I have.
I mean, can you make a character and train him to be one of these guys to compete with these guys?
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
World Tour mode, you could actually build the character's power. In Street Fighter EX3, they tried something like that by no name by the name of Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a training mode, as well as in Street Fighter 4, they add an option to where you can actually learn the moves.
My
so
question,
you know what you do, but
Adrian, my question is, do you have the ability to create an original player, give them their own set of moves, and train them? An original player that you can name whatever the hell you want, and train them to become a fighter. Pick a style, pick what they look like, pick where they're from, pick their favorite clothes, all customization. That's one of your favorite words. You like to customize your own shit. Laugh out loud. That's funny as hell. Customize your own shit. Yeah, but as I was saying, is there any modes like that, Adrian, where you basically create your own player and build him up to be a legitimate Street Fighter?
That's what I was about to get to, man. I mean, aside from all the things that Street Fighter has done,
is that a yes or no answer?
Hell no.
See, there's my answer. This game, on the other hand, has not just one mode, but two of them. Street Fighter has none. None at any of all. Depth and story. You have a story, a mode, two modes. Success mode, which wants you to be a successful professional baseball player, and My Life mode, which is MLB mode for the Americans. I like the Japanese version, so it's My Life mode, where you actually take the character you originally created in success mode, and if you did a job well enough, you can take him into the professional league. Technically, your life isn't over until you reach 20 years after your first appearance in the game. So you have two creation mode. You get, and unlike in the American version, which the Japanese are just adding this year, you actually can make yourself. It actually looks like you. In previous Power Pros in Japan, like this guy here, he has no hair because he's the Japanese version. But in the American version, which we have, you can clearly see hair. You see that? That's a sideburn. You don't see that in the Japanese. That's one point. Story. There's a story in My Life mode. And success mode. Success mode, you can be a high school student, a college student, or you could be playing on your company's softball or baseball team. Well, not softball, but baseball team. And you compete in the tournament. You win the tournament, and you know how much you love tournaments. You win the tournament, you're in the major leagues. Of course, they don't have that in the American version yet. In fact, we don't know if 2009 has ever come to the United States, which some of us at the forum are pissed off, me included. But yeah, as I was saying, actual depth and story, when you play Street Fighter, the only thing you get to a story is the beginning, the ending, and all the bullshit they talk prior to and after a match. Am I or am I not right, Adrian?
You're right.
But in this game, you've got story all over the place because you know what they say. You hear the characters. The characters actually have legitimate stories where it's just not all about the fight. It's all about baseball and the characters behind playing baseball. You actually really meet the players that are on your team, not just beat the living shit out of them and give up some bullshit story like Street Fighter. Like the anime and the movie. How do you know if it's the truth if they never put the shit on the game? How would you know? since the game came out before everything else, you wouldn't know if it's real because they don't put the shit in the game. Like I said, a true beat 'em up is a real fighting game. Let's see. Ending. My favorite one of all. An ending, huh? I've played Street Fighter. I've played most of the games on the back of here. And I've played every game on here. Don't you just love playing a game from anywhere from 2 hours just to get a 30-second picture ending? Isn't that just worth it? For you to spend 2 hours of your life you'll never get back just for some little bullshit picture? Or just some weak-ass ending? Isn't that just great? Isn't that just nice? Now, if Street Fighter 4 has changed this, and they haven't because I went on YouTube and saw the ending, which is the same bullshit as before, this game has an ending that isn't too much better, but this story has an ending where it isn't necessarily over until you've reached the pros for 20 years. So technically, that's like the ultimate ending. Unlike this game, which only has no modes, and this one has 2 modes. And technically, my life mode is technically the ending of success mode, because the purpose of success mode is to get into the major leagues. Which this game does not have. This game... Okay, Adrian, I'm done with that. I'm going to go ahead... Oh yeah, and gameplay. I left gameplay out. Let me ask you a question, Adrian. Have I played this game?
Yes.
Have I played this game with you?
Yes.
Now, have you played any of these games?
No.
Have you ever played any of them with me?
I played Street Fighter, not Power Pro.
Exactly. Alright, Adrian, go into your closing arguments.
Closing argument is this. Overall, everything that I have said, the main thing is, when you are talking about art, you are talking about precision, poise, and respect of the Street Fighter series.
Y'all got art.
The top artists, Acumen and Vengus, have really put forth a lot of effort in what they do in making the characters come alive. Sometimes the sprites won't do it justice. Sometimes you really need to see what the characters really are if they were to come to life. And I'll tell you this, the mixture of everything that, they do, it really does tell. Sometimes, man, aside from, looking at the fighting game, and whatnot, sometimes you really have to take in, the sense of what the art brings. And I believe in what it really does say in one of the games, motto, true fighting is art, especially the Street Fighter 3 series. That, my friend, is art. I mean, that's like the closest representation of it, aside from the Alpha series. That's when they took it in a real bold direction.
Alpha was alright.
Yeah, Alpha and 3 were like one of the best ones, man. They really did make the Street Fighter name come alive, especially when it came down to artwork. And one of the first things that you do when you do look at something like that, you can't help but appreciate it, and you want to see more of it. Also, if you have the chance, go down to SpireGeneration.com, check out some of the man's character sprites on various people, and be sure to give a holler. But the main thing is, when it comes down to art, depth, and the timing of what it's about when it comes to the fight, and taking a serious step towards, fighting, even though the story is a little mainstay and whatnot, it does give us fans, the Capcom fans, and people that appreciate, fighting games in general, or just casual people in life, casual people that play this game, what they want. And you know what? I'm happy for that, because at least they listen in that. In fact, I mean, I wouldn't be a Street Fighter fan today if they didn't even have that. Because the wow factor on what made me get it was because of it. Art's one thing, but to truly experience it, you gotta go hands-on. And I'm a hands-on type of person when it comes to explaining stuff.
Dr. Wanker.
Overall,
you set that up. You set that up. You're a hands-on type of guy. You set that up.
Street Fighter's a good